Hi everyone, welcome to this is my first cooking live with Tia Maria. All right, so this is our first segment, so if I make any mistakes, just bear with us, okay? All right, so I'm so happy you joined us today. First thing I want to do is say hi to my granddaughters. Hi Adia, Stella, Sedalia, and Amalia. I love you. I miss you. Bye. I hope everyone's home, nice and safe, and we know we'll get through this. So we're gonna have some fun today in the kitchen. We're gonna make shrimp Mozambique. All right. This is a very easy recipe. This is great for a party. It's good for a lunch, a dinner. So here it is. We're gonna go through the ingredients. I hope most of you already have the ingredients on hand. If not, you can always look back at this video. All right. So what we need is 2 pounds of shrimp. All right. This shrimp has been cut, deveined. All right, and it's a medium shrimp, but if you have small shrimp, that's fine too. And a larger shrimp is fine also. Okay, so there you go. So see, it's nice and deveined. It's cut for you, so it's perfect. All right, we're also going to need 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, small onion diced, or half of a medium onion diced. We're going to have 4 tablespoons of garlic. We have 1 cup of vino verde, 1 to 2 tablespoons of paprika. We have chicken bouillon cube. We have parsley for garnish, and we have a couple tablespoons of butter. All right. We also have some piri piri, of course. All right. So what we're gonna do is before we get started, does anybody have any questions for me? If you do, just Lisa's here. She's my techie, so feel free to ask questions as we cook along. All right. Thank you. So I'm gonna start. So let's go. Let's get this heated up. Okay. Great. Okay, so what I want to tell you about this recipe is it started when we have a family restaurant, and we learned this from a Portuguese chef. So we just adapted it through the years. Okay, so here we go. This shrimp recipe, by the way, if you choose to serve it with dinner, let's say over rice or spaghetti, just go ahead and take the shell out before you cook it in this recipe. All right, that works too. Okay, so let's see, this is getting nice and warm. Yeah, it's getting there. So I'm going to add our olive oil. You can use regular olive oil. You can use some butter too, but I prefer using Portuguese olive oil, of course. Okay, it's getting warm. I'm going to add my onion. Oh, it's sizzling. There it goes. You can find this recipe in my Tia Maria's blog website. You can also find it on our YouTube channel. We have it. And we also have it in my Taste Portugal cookbook, which is right there. Okay, so you can find it anywhere. So it's sizzling. I hope everyone's cooking along with me. So I'm going to slow down a little bit to give everybody a chance to catch up. Okay. It's smelling wonderful already. You can smell that onion. All right. Perfect.
Oh, Sedalia and Amalia are saying hi.
Oh, hi. Hi. Back to you, girls. How are you today? I haven't seen my granddaughters in 2 weeks. It's so sad. Hopefully, in a few days, we can see each other. We do FaceTime now, so that's a great thing. Hi. Amalia. Hi, Sedalia. Stella. Adia. So I guess you have a question for me, Lisa? You have one?
Not yet. If anyone has
Not
questions,
yet? Okay. All right.
just let us know.
Okay. Okay, so this should take about maybe 2 minutes. It's going to get brown. It's getting cooked. It's going to get translucent. So then I'm going to add my garlic. Garlic adds a lot of flavor to this, of course. You know, we love garlic. See? Looks great. Mmm. Smells like a Portuguese kitchen. Alright. Okay, we're going to give that maybe another 30 seconds. You know, this recipe is great for you to cook ahead of time too. So if you want to prepare it in the morning, put it in the refrigerator. We'll let it cool down first. Put it in the refrigerator, and then before you're ready to serve it, just warm it up in a little skillet. And there you go. Okay. Okay, so that's getting a little golden brown. Are you cooking along with me? All right. So let's go. Here goes the shrimp. You're going to cook a little bit first.
Magda is asking how much onion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it's a one small, very small diced onion, or you can use like a half of a medium onion. Just dice it, you know, well diced, okay? Now you don't have to add onion in this recipe if you choose not to, okay? This recipe is very versatile. You can adapt it to your own tastes. You can use butter instead of olive oil. You can use butter. You know, you can pretty much adapt it. See how it's getting pink already? The edges? There it goes. Now, some people have also asked me in the past if you can use pre-cooked shrimp. I mean, you could use the pre-cooked shrimp, but you're not going to get as much flavor, because where you get the flavor from in this recipe is from those shells. Okay, the shrimp shells. Give it a little stir. Okay. So now it's about this recipe probably takes only five to 10 minutes, depending on how high your heat is. It's getting pinker and pinker.
Joseph is asking, can you use beer instead of wine?
Oh, yeah, Joseph, thank you for your question. Some people actually do use beer in this recipe instead of wine. Okay, but I don't enjoy it as much with the beer, but you know, go ahead and use any beer you like. Okay, that will work. Wonderful. Okay. So it's, you know, it's getting there. I have the heat slightly a little lower than high because I want it to cook slow so everyone can cook along with me, okay? So
CJ is asking what kind of wine do you use?
All right. What kind of wine? Of course, I prefer to use Vinho Verde, Portuguese wine, but if you don't have the Portuguese wine, go ahead and use any white wine, any good dry wine would work. You can use champagne if you have some over. You can even use Prosecco. But that all gives a great flavor. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so it's getting there. Now I'm going to add the paprika. Okay. Just give it a little toss. Now if you're not a fan of you know, too many spices in this, you don't have to go all out and use as many. Okay. So get that paprika. Now I'm going to pour in the 2 tablespoons of the butter. Okay. Look at that color. Oh.
Daniel is asking if you recommend adding hot sauce during the cooking or after it's finished.
Well, you put the hot sauce a little bit before it's cooked, because maybe a minute or 2 before it's cooked, because you want the hot sauce to absorb into that shrimp. Okay? Look at that. It smells wonderful in here. How is yours smelling? Mmm. So good. It's bubbling away. It's getting there.
Lucy is asking, what are you making?
Lucy, I'm making shrimp Mozambique. Shrimp Mozambique. It's a very famous recipe in Portuguese cuisine. Now, Mozambique, of course, as you know, was a Portuguese colony. And the Portuguese explorers, when they went to Africa, they discovered the African red pepper, which is, in Swahili, it's called Piri Piri. That's why we call this recipe Piri Piri, because you use that Piri Piri hot sauce where you get that flavor. And paprika also has peppery flavor and taste, okay? And I'm gonna add salt. So I'm gonna reach over for the salt. I'll be back. All right, there you go. Now maybe a teaspoon, maybe a little more. A couple little, there. Now this is almost ready. So just when it's probably 3/4 of the way cooked, you're gonna add your red wine. I'm sorry, the white wine, the vinho verde. Ooh, look at that sauce. The wine gives it a rich flavor. And what else it does, it gives you a sauce for dipping with, of course, that Portuguese bread. Okay. Anytime you have a party, if you make this dish, it'll be a hit. So it's bubbling away. Now you want to keep cooking this a couple more minutes because you want the wine to evaporate. So when I added the wine at this point, this is when you would add your beer if you wanted to use beer instead. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that aroma. Mmm. Delicious.
Joseph is asking, can you use the Piri Piri sauce or seeds instead of the sauce?
Sure, you could. You could do it, but it might give you a bite that's a little spicier than others. But sure, you could do that. Okay, so as you see, this is only going to take another probably minute. I want to cook it a little longer because I want those flavors to intensify. So this is where I would add, oh, you know what? I'm sorry about that. I forgot to add my chicken cube. You add this a couple steps back, but it's fine. It'll still dissolve and it'll give some flavor. Okay. Now, if you don't want to use any chicken cube, it gives a lot of flavor, but if you don't want, if you're a pescatarian, you don't have to use it. Oh boy. So we're having this for lunch today, by the way. This is my lunch and some vinho verde, which is right back there, the bottle.
Barbara is asking, how much wine do you use?
You use 1 cup of white wine. Okay? So now, this is just about ready. So who likes it spicy? I thought so. Everybody likes it spicy. So I'm going to start off with maybe a tablespoon of Piri Piri. And this is Portuguese Piri Piri. But if you can't get Piri Piri where you live, you can use any hot sauce. That's fine too. Like I said, this recipe is extremely forgiving.
Can you use a seafood cube?
Sure, that works too. You can go ahead and use seafood. That's fine. And if you don't have the bouillon, you can use a 1/2 cup of stock. And what that does, it gives it a richer flavor, I find.
Do you add lemon juice?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. This is where, so this is just about done. So I'm going to give it a couple squirts of lemon juice. A little acid is great in this. Seafood takes acid, so there you go. Throw that in there.
Elizabeth is asking, how much shrimp are you using?
Okay, I'm using 2 pounds of shrimp, medium shrimp. And of course, if you want to use less shrimp, say you only have 1 pound on hand, just reduce the ingredients by half. That should be fine. Okay. Look at that intense flavor. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, this is going to cook a little longer. I'm going to put this heat on low, okay? So, there. I'm putting it on low just so it slows down a little bit. And because we're almost done. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add some parsley. Now, this would be just before you serve it, okay? And of course, I couldn't go out to grocery store today for fresh parsley, so I'm just using the dried parsley. And it gives it a pretty look, right? Okay, so now we're going to plate it. So let's see. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Just clean up a little bit. Okay, any more questions?
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now. Okay. All right. So let's talk about. Okay. We can talk about my blog. I don't know if you know, I have lots of recipes on the blog. The classic recipes, of course. Okay. So now we're going to plate it. So I'm going to head over. Just keep an eye on this. I'll let everybody catch up. Okay. Those of you that aren't caught up with the recipe, I'm going to go grab a nice platter, and then I'll be back. Okay. 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 So I'm back. How do you like this platter? This is Portuguese, made in Portugal. I love everything made in Portugal, of course. Okay, so this is done, okay? So we're gonna plate it. Let me, of course I have pans of steel, so, but you don't do this. You grab something. Ooh, there it goes. Oh, that looks delicious. Look at that. I'm gonna put this back here. Ooh, so when you plate this, you wanna get a platter that has a nice little edge on it. Okay, so like a little deep edge to so you can catch all that sauce. How do you like that? Doesn't it look wonderful? Oh wow, there you go. So, and just dress it up with a couple lemon wedges. That works. If you want to add more parsley before serving, go ahead there. All right. So now, let me clean up a little bit, and then we can, we're going to taste it. Okay. Of course, we're going to serve it with that nice Portuguese wine and Portuguese bread. Okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to
Is
go
that
for
popsicle? Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we have some popsicle bread here. You can use any crusty bread, that'll work. Okay. So I'm gonna go in and taste it. Ooh, which one? They all look delicious. They all look great. I'm gonna go for this one. Okay. With these, when you eat these, what you do is you're gonna grab it by the tail. Okay. And just grab it by the tail. You're gonna peel the shell, and you're gonna go like that. You're gonna pull on that tail, and it's gonna come right off. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. Mmm, that's delicious. That has a kick, and it's hot. Ooh, wow. Uh-oh, I double dipped. Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna get that nice Portuguese bread. I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. This is delicious. Okay. So I hope everyone cooked along, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. Give me some comments, give me some feedback, and excuse me, be sure to send me pictures too. So whoever makes it, I'll be posting some pictures of your finished recipe. Okay, so like I said, this is our first live video. We'll be having more, and then you know, I'll be posting pictures like I said. So I wish everybody a great day. This is Friday. Have a great weekend, and stay home if you can. Stay safe, everybody. Okay, spread the love, and happy Portuguese cooking. Bye.